Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. We are here recording live from the mothership. Run off the fade. This is where we naturally run fades, you know, but we're not always running the fade. Sometimes, you know, if somebody offers you a fade, you must accept as a member of the run off the fade community. It is your duty to accept fades that have been offered upon thee, but that doesn't mean that we're always running fades 24/7. Today, for example, right? Today, we are going to do a tier list. It's been a while since I've done a tier list. I ain't done a tier list in a minute. And the reason is I was going to do a season 2 tier list a while ago. But what I was waiting for them to obviously, like, they were planning all these emergency patches and stuff. I was assuming the emergency patches were going to keep coming. We were going to keep seeing more nerfs and more balancing. And then they kind of just stopped doing the emergency. They told us, you know, there would be no more large scale balance changes moving forward. And I wasn't going to do one then, because at that point, I really felt like I felt like there was no point in doing tier lists. I feel like season 2 tier lists, for the most part, have been so pointless, because what does it matter where these characters sit, bro? They're all broken, fam. So I kind of avoided it because I just didn't really see the point. And what I was going to do is I was just going to wait until the end of season 2. And I mean, we're almost there anyway. Miarizu, by the time you're seeing this, Miarizu might even be out, right? Early access. So I was going to wait until season 2 was over and do it like a definitive season 2 tier list. When I say definitive, I mean in my eyes, right? As in, like, this is the season 2 tier list. The one and the only, right? Because obviously tier lists are subject to opinion, right? It's an opinion game. So in the end, I decided I'm going to do it a little bit different, right? Because if you've been around, you know I've been doing this matchup knowledge arc. I've just started this matchup knowledge arc, the arc of training. I am now a Tekken God Supreme. And the next step is obviously GOD. So, matchup knowledge is going to be very important. So, what I've been doing is I've just been, you know, just playing characters who maybe I struggle against in the matchup. Maybe I don't know as much as I probably should in the matchup. Been playing them. Because I feel like when I play characters, that's how I learn a character best, right? Just by playing them. Probably the same for everyone, but everyone learns a little bit different. So, you know, I noticed that a lot of the characters that were at the top of my win rates were characters that I play and that I really understand, right? So, yeah, a lot of these characters started to learn. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make a tier list today, which is at, like, the beginning of the matchup knowledge arc. And then we're going to compare after season 2 at the end, which is pretty much going to be the end of the matchup knowledge arc, probably, right? Or sometime before season 3, right? And we're going to compare and we'll look and we'll see what kind of changes it will be in. Because one of the most interesting things, one of the reasons I like doing tier lists, right? Other than, you know, it's just fun to do tier lists. But one of the reasons I like is I like being able to go back and look at what's changed in my opinion as I've kind of developed as a Tekken player, as a Tekken enthusiast, right? What's changed? Like, what did I think? I go back and look at a tier list and I say, wow, I had this character bottom 10. I you know, and I'll look at my reasoning and I'll say, okay, I really didn't understand this character, or I thought a character was top 5, and now that I know the matchup, I'm like, this character really ain't as strong as I thought. That's what I like. So what we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna do this tier list. It's gonna be interesting at the end of season 2, after I know a lot of these characters a little bit better at a fundamental level. It's gonna be interesting to see what, if anything, is gonna change, right? So without any further ado, we have these tiers. I was gonna put a B tier, but I think, you know, no one would be in it, so there's no point. So we have triple S, right? This is going to be exclusive to a few characters, the best of the best. And then we're gonna have S plus, which is like, you know, the guys who are not quite on that level, but really top tier characters. And then S, which is where probably most of the cast is gonna be, if not S plus. And then we have A, which is going to be kind of for the worst characters. Even the worst characters in this game aren't good. I mean, aren't bad. So, you know, they're still going to be good characters, just not as good as the rest of the cast, in my humble opinion. And then we have Bears, which I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign the Bears right now. And the Bears are in their own tier, quite simply because I know nothing about this matchup. So I'm not even going to waste my time talking on the Bears. There's no point. I've faced, I think, 3 pandas since the game come out. I've faced barely any Kumas. No one plays this character. No one cares for these characters. No one wants these characters. Just, I'ma segregate them, right? Cool. I'm gonna try and not spend too much time talking about each character, because I don't want this video to be too long, but I'll give a general idea of why I think a character is where they are. And I am also going to try and order this in order character-wise of which character's best to worst, right? And then we'll see where everyone lays. So we're going to go in order, of course, and we're starting with Jack. You know what? Should I go in order, or should I just remix it? Should I just mix it? Boom. Let's start with King. King, for me, is really good. This is where it's going to get interesting, right? Because in my head immediately, King is like crazy good. Like I said, most of the characters in this game are crazy good. It's going to be interesting to see where King actually lays once everybody is on the list. So we're going to start with King. King is definitely high tier for me. I mean, naturally, just off of having down forward 2-1, what a move, right? What a move, right? We've seen Book now, right? Book is playing King in tournament, and he is spamming down forward 2-1. He's spamming them, bro. The move is so good, and he can't even really hit confirm it too well right now, but he's still just throwing that shit out. Down forward 2, down forward 2, down forward 2, down forward 2-1. Boom. Full combo. It's crazy. And then he's got like forward neutral 2. He's got really good lows. He's got really good pokes, good mids. You know, he's got the full throw game, you know, chain throws, really good heat, home and throws when he's in heat, Jaguar sprint, muscle armor. King is a really good character. Like I say, got good pokes. He's got good down forward 1 and even the extension mid, only -10. Really good extension on that. Yeah, King first on the list, real good. Shaheen, I'm just picking characters. Shaheen, I'm gonna leave him in S for now. He'll be the first character in S, right? They nerfed a few things going into season 2. And he just really, I don't think he got really any buffs. He got a few nerfs, not really any buffs. He still plays really good fundamental Tekken, but they kind of nerfed the dirt. So originally he came out and he played solid fundamental Tekken and he had no dirt. And then Tekken 8 came out and he played solid fundamental Tekken, but he gave him some dirt. And now it's like they nerfed the dirt again and he's kind of just back to being Tekken 7 Shaheen. And we'd be better off without him. I was going to say I don't mean that, but I really do. You know what? Yeah, no, we'd be better off without him. He's so boring. All right, yeah, but Shaheen, he's just not as good as a lot of the other characters in this game. Again, he's not a bad character, but he's just not as good as everyone else. Next is Ling Xiaoyu, and it's interesting I have picked Ling Xiaoyu because season 2, I think Ling Xiaoyu is the perfect example, perfect representation of a tier list for season 2, right? Where she's in an interesting place because if you ask me, Lin Xiaoyu is crazy strong. But in season 2, so many characters have just been power crept, right? Like where all these other characters have got so much better to where you look at Ling Xiaoyu now and nobody pays her any attention. Whereas for me in season 1, Ling Xiaoyu was crazy, like definitely top tier for me in season 1. She's still like, she got nerfs, but no, like, nothing that would take her away from being top tier. It's the fact that everyone else has got so good, right? Like, back two as a homing attack for Ling with a low counter hit launching follow up. It's a safe fast mid homing attack with a launch counter hit launching low follow up that it's not even that unsafe, the low, right? Really good poking, really good punishment, really good heat. Obviously AOP. She's a really good character, but she's just been overtaken by so many. So I think she will just about be an S+. No, she'll definitely be an S+. Because again, I think she's really good. Really good heat engages. A lot of good guarantees. She got a 14 frame launcher. Yeah, she's so good, but just been crept by so many characters. She might even be better than King. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. She might even be better than King. I'm gonna leave her right here for now. You know what? Let's get into the top tiers. Let's get Triple S out the way, because I think this is the only thing in Tekken 8 balancing right now when it comes to a tier list that is absolutely definitive. And I think everybody on planet Earth will agree these are the two best characters in this game. For me, they deserve their own tier. A lot of people will say maybe Bryan should be in the same tier as them, Nina in the same tier. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think they are in a tier of their own. I think they are just absurd characters, especially Anna. Anna for me is like fucking, she's hell on earth when it comes to balancing. She is like the evilest man on earth balanced this character. Like Hitler himself balanced this character. Every single thing she does makes you guess, right? Even just throwing down forward 1-2 out. Now you have to guess, is she going to follow up with a 4? Is she going to follow up with 3? Is she going to follow up with 3 and cancel the 3 into stance? Is she not going to follow up with anything and just run it back again? Everything she does, you have to guess. At full screen, I have to guess, is she going to approach with the high plus on block move that guarantees a follow-up into Oki? Or is she going to approach with the mid-mid? Heat engager, is she going to approach with the mid-low into plus frames? Guess again. Like, everything she does is a guess. It's ridiculous, bro. She got a homing low attack that is unseeable and is plus 20 something on hit, but minus 13? She's ridiculous, bro. This character is a joke. Asuka, I don't feel like I need to say too much about Asuka. She's just, again, the epitome of season 2 Tekken. Insane damage, insane plus frames, safe mid launchers, count everything. She has everything. Good lows, good plus frames, good mids, good everything. Sabakis, parries. She's got it all, bro. And she's just pressure. And I don't mean that in a good way. So yeah, that's for me. That's Triple S. I don't think there's gonna be anyone else in this list. This list is for those two, right? Jun for me, I'm gonna put Jun right there at the top of S plus right now for me. And this is a character. This is probably the only character that I'm gonna put in a position based purely off of feel. I feel like based off of Jun's moves in a vacuum and what she can do, I feel like this character is really strong. Jun is actually a character that I'm playing. I'm starting to play as part of the matchup knowledge arc. So I'm starting to get my feet wet with this character, and it will be interesting to see if she's as good as I think she is. If she feels as good to play as I think she is in my head, right? Because I feel like she just has the tools to be a top tier character for sure. I'm not really sure why a lot of people don't play her. Yeah, I don't really know. She's got a lot of good stuff. She's got a lot. I was going to say a lot of the good stuff Asuka has, but that's not true. A lot of the stuff that makes Asuka stand out, Jun actually doesn't have. But she has her own really good stuff. And I think Jun is really good. So for now, we're going to keep her right here. She'll probably not stay this high once we get other characters in. But we'll see. Let's go back to the start. And we'll go with Jack. I don't know. I know this matchup. I'm not great with this matchup, but I know what Jack can do, and like I know a lot of his frames. I know his strings. I know the follow-ups and stuff like that. I know what a Jack is trying to do. I wouldn't say I don't know the matchup. I don't know it, as much as I know a lot of others. But when I face Jack, I'm not really scared. I ain't scared. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I don't think this character is very strong. He doesn't, like, if I had to think of, like, most characters, you can look at a character and think of, like, one move where it's like, that move is really good and this character's scary. I don't think Jack has any moves that are really scary. But he's still it's the way this game is balanced is crazy, bro. He's still a really good character. Like, he's still way better than he was in Tekken 7. He's still, like, honestly, if all the characters were balanced like Jack, this would be the best Tekken ever. This game would be fucking great. If all the characters were like, I don't know. Jack, he's definitely not in the tiers that some of these other characters are in. Like, he's not on the level of these characters. And that's just based off of my experience fighting him, because he just, and also, like, you don't really see anyone playing Jack anymore. I feel like the only person, I mean, in ranked as well, but in pro play, like, the only person you see playing Jack is Saint. I mean, you obviously don't see Anakin anymore. Anakin would be playing Jack. But Saint is the only one. No, I feel like Joe Crush. Does Joe Crush play? Joe Crush does play Jack, I think. So maybe, I mean, but yeah, you don't really see him. I just feel like Jack is pretty weak. Not really anything to fear when it comes to this character, you know, but still pretty good. Let's go with Jin, my arch enemy. Jin. Still top tier for me. Top tier, maybe not. It depends what you consider top tier, right? He's not top 10, but still definitely a very, very good character. Jin will always be a very good character. Like I always say, like in order to fix this character, you have to legit start taking moves away. Like you can't balance this character by just nerfing frames. You have to start taking some of it. He just has too many options that he doesn't need, right? And again, just like no holes, right? No holes. Like great punishment, great pokes, great counter hits, great mids, great lows, great defense and panic options, great combos, great everything. He's just great everywhere. No matter how you want to play this character will beat you at your game. 50-50s, you know, like, does he need a hell sweep? You know what I'm saying? Like, does Jin need a hell sweep? No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. Dive kicks. Does Jin need a dive kick? Plus frame? No, he doesn't. But he has it. You know, I'd say the best selection of lows in this game. 100%. Best lows. Has a low for any situation you would need. Like, has a great low for it. And then he also has some of the best mids in the game as well. So, you know, he's got strings. Does he need forward 3? Probably not. Does he need forward 3 with 3 extensions? Definitely not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a move I can't stand, I'll be honest with you. Why does he get a safe launching mid? An unseeable safe launching mid, and then he gets fucking extensions? And he gets a counter hit on the low extent? Nah, bro, that doesn't make any sense, bro. Yeah, Jin is nuts. Jin is still so good. Really good heat. Not as good as some, you know, some characters way better heat, but still really good heat, especially just because of his heat smash. But yeah, let's move on from Jin. Naturally, let's go on to Kazuya. I'm gonna put Kazuya right here for now. Speaking of heat, probably the best heat in the game. The only thing about Kazuya is I always like, he's just kind of hard to play. He just is. Like, to play Kazuya well consistently, I think is just difficult, right? Like, just the way he is, right? Like, he doesn't have the best poking, nor does he have the best defensive panic moves and evasive moves. He's got some good approach tools. I guess not really. I mean, is Demon Paw really a good approach tool when it's -9 on block? Like, not really, but you know, it closes the distance. It's not really a good approach tool. But he's got, you know, QCF 1+2. Obviously, he's got a hell sweep and mix and all of that, and the pressure. Once it gets going, really good damage, really good wall pressure, really good heat. Like I said, some of the best punishment in the game. I'm just trying to think, is he better than King? Because he does have like really clear weaknesses also at that. I think I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Kazuya right there. Definitely S+ though. Crazy good character. All right, let's go back to randomizing. Reina. I personally think Reina is really good. Probably not better than King, but in and around that area. I think Reina is really good. Again, I think Reina has like pretty much all she needs to succeed. She struggles with lows a little bit, and she struggles with tracking a little bit, but she has really good options to counter those. Like, she's got really good mids. The War God kick is a brilliant mid. Really good. Good poking, really good down 4-1 and really good extensions off of the down 4-1. She's got 1-1, which is really good, obviously. Really good punishment. Again, good combos. Probably going to say this about every character in this game. Really good combos and really good damage. Really good heat. She's got really good heat, in my opinion. And she's got a hell sweep, which is, you know, a hell sweep is always a lot of bonus points and nice mix off of the hell sweep. She's got a 1+2 throw and a 2 throw, which is always nice to have. Good options to break the floor. So I think Reina is really good. Good poking, good punishment, good damage, good mids, serviceable lows. She's got forward 2, obviously. And I think Heaven's Wrath is also one of the better stances in this game. I might even do like a video on the best stances in the game, because I think there's a lot of really good contenders for best stance in this game. I think Heaven's Wrath is definitely one of them. But Reina, I think, is really good. And I think she's better than Kazuya. For sure. All right, let's go down to the bottom. Armour King. Armour King, for me, we're going to start off putting him, I think he is S+, just about. He's either like right at the bottom of S+, or S. Good, well-balanced character. A few of the most recent characters have been balanced pretty well between him and Fahkumram. Other than Heat, I think his Heat is stupid, like a lot of characters in this game. Just doing too much. Some of these moves in Heat are just doing way too much. But yeah, again, clear counterplay, but still really good. Got a lot of really good stuff, but not overpowered. And I think Armour King, again, I said Jack. I said if all the characters were balanced like Jack, this would be a great game. But I could say the same for Armour King, to be honest. Like, as long as these characters have clear weaknesses. I feel like too many of the characters in this game don't have weaknesses. No real weaknesses. No big weaknesses. Yeah. So Armour King, I do think Xiaoyu is better than Armour King still right now. It's still early with Armour King. Obviously, he's the newest character, so we're going to have to wait and see. But as of right now, I think Armour King is right about there. All right, we got Lee. I tried to grab Lili, but we got Lee. Lee is an interesting one. I'm gonna put him here for now. I think Lee. So going again, it's really interesting because going into this, like naturally, like so when I judge a lot of these characters, right? Obviously, I don't have a tier list in my head, right? A lot of the time, I'm just going off of like, off the top of my head. And Lee, I would tell you, Lee is bottom 15, maybe even bottom 10. He's probably not bottom 10. He's really fucking good, but every character in this game is really good. Bottom 15, probably. So it's going to be interesting to see where he lands, right? Because already, there's a few characters worse than him. But Lee, Lee's really good. Really fucking good. Some of the best poking. Again, poking, there's a lot of characters that are really good poking. I'll probably bring up poking quite a lot in this video. Lee, some of the best poking in the game. I'd say has had the best down forward one, even from Tekken 7. Best down forward one in the game. -1 on block, 13 frame startup. High evasion. Yeah, high evasion. It doesn't crush highs, but it will go under a lot of highs, bro. Like, I've seen this down forward one go under a lot of highs, and that's at -1 on block. So already you're -1 on block, and you're going to go under some highs? Crazy. And then the extension is pretty shit, but it has an extension, right? So even at -1, it has an extension, right? It tracks pretty well, and then the options that he has off of the down forward one, like, there's the poking, and then he's got down forward 4. He's got down 3, back 4. I mean, his lows, again, like, people say Lee doesn't have good lows. Like, I don't know, as a Lidia main, like, I would die for some of these lows, bro. I think it's down 3+4, the one where he, like, does a 360 and then counter hit knockdown. Oh, that low is so good, bro. Low is so good. He's got down 3, counter hit launcher. Like, these lows are pretty safe, like. And then he's got probably the best array of mids in the game, with like back 4 and 1+2 and all of that type of stuff. Hitman is also, again, another really good stance. So Lee right here for now. I'm still, again, as we add more characters in, we'll move stuff around. But for now, I do think Reina is better than Lee. He's also got really good punishment. I wasn't really, like, between Acid Rain and all that type of stuff. Acid Rain alone, she's got really good punishment. No, I think her punishment might be better. All round, like, obviously Acid Rain has a 10 frame punish. It doesn't get better than that. But all round, Reina has really good punishment. I think. So I'm going to stick with this for now. Victor. I don't know enough. I'm not going to say too much about Victor because I don't really know enough about Victor. All I know is that I don't really have trouble with Victor outside of like the knowledge check type stuff. Like the stuff that I just don't know and I'm getting hit by moves that I don't. Other than that, he doesn't have anything that's like really overwhelming outside of the wall Oki, right? When he goes into, I think it's EO stance. EO down forward 1, I think it is. And EO stance in general in that situation is really oppressive. But other than that, I don't really think he has too much. He's got decent heat. But again, compared to the rest of the characters in this game, he is just not on their level. But I'm not going to say too much again because I just don't know enough. Let's grab Lars. Lars, for me, is in and around this area. I'm not going to say too much about Lars. I've said more than enough about Lars in my life. I don't understand this character. This character is so busted. It doesn't even make sense. Like, y'all complain about Lidia. Lars is doing the exact same thing Lidia is doing. He's just way safer when he does it. And when he does it, you actually have no counterplay. You actually have no counterplay. You're not sidestepping any of this shit. You know, like, all you could do is block his low and then take your measly 12 frame punish. Weak. He's broken. This character is ridiculous. Yeah, Lars is silly, bro. He's a silly man, bro. A silly character, rushes you down non-stop. You guess right and you get nothing in return. He's got a -12 high crushing plus on block counter hit launching, not plus on block, sorry. Plus on hit counter hit launching low. -12 on block. You get 12 frame punish. And if you duck, you get wall splattered, you get knocked down, you get heat. It's ridiculous. Lars, for me, what doesn't he have? Great wall carry. They even gave him a big wall combo ender now. He's got damage. He's got everything. He's got, like, you literally press a button, he flies across the screen. He moves for you, bro. He's got good heat. Has everything, bro. Even the poking now, like the down forward 1 extensions and all of that. Like, yeah, the character is nuts, man. 14 frame launcher. Stop. Stop. Let's move again. Crazy. I feel like this is the biggest, this is the biggest thing that's going to separate my tier list between a lot of, because I've never seen, honestly, I haven't watched a lot of tier lists. And like I said, I feel like season 2 tier lists are kind of pointless because who cares, right? Like, every character in this game is busted. I don't think a lot of people are going to have lore as high as I am. I'm putting lore right there, third. I don't think anyone's going to go above lore. I don't think anyone else is going to go above this character. I think this character is insane. And to think that this character has been nerfed to think that his while standing 4 used to be a counter hit for 40, counter hit for wall splat. It's a plus on block while standing 4. It's a plus on block while standing 4, bro. Yeah, frame traps into some nasty stuff. He goes in DSS and you basically have to guess. Like, you're basically guessing, is he gonna frame trap you or do I need to duck or can I stand? And, you know, it's the character. He's got great plus frames. He's got great punishment, great heat, some of the best heat in the game, great mids, great homing moves, great lows. Great damage, wall combos, wall carry, everything. I'm pretty sure he's got a full throw game. This character is insane for me. His poking is nuts. 10 frame counter hit, heat engaging launcher. The nunchucks, all of it, man. This character is the whole 9 yards and he doesn't make any sense because what doesn't he do? Again, like Tekken 8 taking away character and just making every character just complete. It doesn't make any sense. This character is wild, bro. Slide is actually so overpowered when you think about the actual risk he's taking. Like, the fact that you get like a float combo and that's it, and then all float combos are already like all that damage in Tekken 8, they just become better because in Tekken 8 it's all recoverable damage. Like, yeah, when you think and then you could do slide at the wall and it doesn't switch side. Yeah, bro, this character's crazy. The heat smash is crazy. Crazy. All right, Azucena is another one I think is going to sit around here. Again, not too much to say about Azucena. Really good character, just not on the level of these other characters. I think she's really good. I think you can do really well with a character. I think she's dangerous. I just don't think she is nearly as good as some of the characters are up here and the things that they're doing. Especially, like, I think about her in Heat. Like, what does she even do in Heat outside of, like, getting the launcher off of the auto parry and stance? What does she do? What? There's actually some characters in this game where even 2 years into this game, I look at them and I don't know what they do in Heat, bro. Like they go into Heat and it's like they're the same character. And that's, I guess, the difference between a lot of the top tiers, right? It's not the only thing, but I mean, I think, you know what? Because most characters in this game go crazy when they go into Heat. I think the real difference between the top tiers is that these characters, let me put Steve here for now, but these characters, all these characters here who are around top tier, these characters don't need Heat to be ridiculous characters. They're ridiculous characters whether they're in Heat or not. The Heat just makes them even more ridiculous. And that's what makes them top tier. Initially, I used to think that the Heat, that's what made a character top tier. Well, what do they do when they're in Heat? When they're in Heat, they turn into God? Nah, when they're out of Heat, they're a ridiculous character. Especially since season 2. All right, Steve. Didn't even do Steve. Yeah, Steve for me. All right, I can't have Jin as high as I have her. I think she's really good, but again, it's off of feel. And she's better than King, in my opinion. But yeah, I can't have her above like Steve. I can't have her right next to Law. That's not right. Steve, for me, is insane. Oh my God, there we go. I'm trying to get him in the middle because he's probably better than Lars. Is Steve better than Jin? Probably. No, definitely not. Sorry, definitely not. What was I even thinking? No, he's not. He's not better than Jin. Because Jin could do the same thing Steve does, bro. Again, he does the same thing your character does. He just does everything else as well. Steve, yeah, Steve is nuts. I'm very interested to see where a lot of other people put Steve, because you don't really hear anything about Steve, but I just think Steve is insane as well. Like, Steve's got really good heat now as well. And he just puts you in a blender, right? He's got really good lows. A lot of people say Steve doesn't have good lows. They're not high impact. They're not flashy. They're not crazy, but they are good lows. Like down 2-1, quarter circle back 2, lows like this, peekaboo down 1. These are good lows. He's got really good heat engages. Sonic Fang is, especially in heat, if you can heat, but Sonic Fang is just, I don't know, like Sonic Fang just hits you. It doesn't matter where you are. Sonic Fang hits you. You can't sidestep this move anymore. It will hit you. You almost can't backdash away from this move because it will hit you. It's like it just drags you into its hitbox and just gets you no matter what, right? Rocket Punch, really good. Yeah, he's just I don't know, bro. Over here, Lionheart stance. Over here, crazy. The weaves. This character's nuts, bro. This character's nuts. And yeah, the pressure is just wild. And just the main thing about Steve, and that's the main thing about a lot of these characters who are top tier also, the safety. Just so ridiculously safe. So ridiculously safe this character is, man. It's crazy. My eye was drawn to Claudio. So we'll do Claudio and then we'll do Raven after. Claudio is right here for me. Claudio, it's an interesting one again because I don't really face a lot of Claudios. So a lot of my Claudio opinion is just based off of pro play alone, right? And seeing like the best players in the world using this character. But Claudio is he's just good as fuck. He doesn't need anything else. He's got good lows. He's got the Shoryuken. He's got that. I think it's up forward too. I don't know. He just screams some bullshit while he flips in the air and takes your plus frames. I think it's a heat engager as well. Pretty sure it's a wall splat. Tracks to one side. He's just got like, he doesn't have a lot, but what he has is really good poking. Tekken. He's got really good Tekken. He's got really good heat. You know. He's got what you need. Like, his punishment's nothing crazy, but it's good enough. Yeah, Claudio. Again, like, even just like Shoryuken, like, just off of that alone, it's like these moves make you top tier. It doesn't matter what else you have. Like, you know, back one. Yeah, Claudio's mad. He's a mad character. It doesn't even make sense. Let's do Raven. Raven is kind of in this same tier as them, but I'm going to put Raven higher. Because I actually feel like Raven is pretty good. I don't know enough about Raven. The reason why I say I'll put him in this tier is because he's kind of like with Victor and Jack, where I just don't really know the matchup. I don't want to say I don't know the matchup, because I don't know it deep enough, right? to say whether or not this character is good or not. But I feel like I think Raven is a pretty good character. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's got a lot of good stuff. He's got like really good parry. He's got some evasive stuff. He's got his poking isn't bad. Like it's decent, especially once he gets in back turn. He can really mix you up and put some pressure. He's got some good heat, but again, he's risky. Like he's taking a lot of risk while he's mixing you. So, I think Shaheen is definitely better than him, but he's gonna stay in that S rank. Gonna stay. I might even put Azucena up. Nah, I can't. She's not. I'm gonna leave her where she is for now. All right, Paul, first character that grabbed my eye. Paul, even Paul, I kind of want to put here in S rank, right? Because Paul doesn't really have. I mean, he's got a teleport. Outside of the teleport, I mean, he's got the best panic moves in the game. Let's keep it a buck. He's got the best panic moves in the game, bro. But like them panic moves keep you on your toes, bro. Man, teleporting as soon as you got plus frames, my man teleports. But he just doesn't. I feel like Paul can't control a matchup like a lot of these other characters. Like these other characters can really lock you down and keep you on the back foot. I don't think Paul can really do that. And if you play it slow and take your time, I also don't think that really benefits Paul. If you're patient against him, I don't think that benefits him either. So I think crazy to think, but I think Paul is quite weak in Tekken 8 Season 2. I don't want to say weak, because again, none of these characters are weak. Right? Like, Paul is not a weak character. You think about some of the stuff he has. Right? This man got a plus on block Death Fist. There's nothing weak. A launching Death Fist. There's nothing weak about that. His damage is absurd and through the roof, right? But again, just when we compare these characters to the other characters in this game, Paul is not up there, in my opinion. So I'm going to keep Paul down here for now. Where are we going to go? Let's start with Zafina. Well, after we do this, I'm going to try and get the top tier is looking kind of weak. Looking kind of light, for how many characters are crazy good in this game. Most of the characters are probably going to be some top tier characters moving on. But Zafina. Zafina's a hard one. Zafina as well as Jun. Zafina is a character y'all have seen. I've been playing a little bit recently. I'm trying to understand this matchup a little bit better. I actually think this character is pretty good. She's one of them characters who a lot of people think she's not good. I happen to think she is pretty good. Nothing crazy, but I think she has the tools. I think you just have to be pretty good to use this character. And not even necessarily pretty good, but you have to be pretty comfortable using the character. And when I say that, obviously, I'm talking higher level. If you're on ranked and you're playing against people who don't know the matchup, you could do whatever you want, right? But I'm talking about to make this character good, you have to be pretty comfortable and kind of the word is gone. Program. You have to program your opponent to kind of do what you want. But best movement in the game? Can we say that? Best movement in the game? Probably. Yeah. I think she's better than Raven. I think she's better than Shaheen. I even think she's better than Paul. We'll leave it like that for now. All right, yeah, we're getting some top tiers. Nina sitting right there. So we have, you know what? Not yet. We'll wait until we're done to start talking about top 5 and top 10. Is Nina better? I think is Nina better than Claudio? Is Nina better than Claudio? I think so. Nina is really good. I don't need to say too much about Nina. She's got, again, really good poking, really good homing attacks, good lows, really good heat. I also think Nina doesn't have a full throw game, does she? She doesn't have a full throw game. I think she got 1+2 and a 1. Might be wrong. But yeah, she's got strings, she's got knowledge check, she's got everything you need. She's got good damage, good wall carry, good wall combos. Like I said, good heat engages. She's got a full crouch power crush, which is huge, even though it's been nerfed. She has a way to take away gray health, which is really good. So Nina, good punishment, pretty much got everything you need. The ability to lock you down, like I was saying, like she can really lock you down and just take the game away from you. Leroy Jenkins. Leroy for me, I think is pretty good, but again, I think Leroy is like right. I don't know, it's hard to say. Is he better than Zafina? I don't think he's very far off of S plus at all. I think Leroy is really good. I think Leroy, you know what? Let me know if I'm crazy or not. Here's what I think would make a really good... I think Leroy's mid-cane especially, I don't think that move needs to be one use per match. I don't... In this game, especially, some of the moves... Is Leroy's mid-cane... I was going to say better than... Claudio Shoryuken, but yes, it is better than Claudio Shoryuken. Is it better than Claudio Shoryuken in Heat? Maybe not, right? And that's you know what I'm saying? You could use that over and over again, right? But this, I'm like, I just don't know. There are characters with moves where, like, I don't know if that mid cane needs to be one use. The low cane, sure, because, you know, it's a low launcher. I don't really know if it needs to be one use. I think even one use per round would make this character a lot better, right? Without breaking him. I don't think that would make this character like really silly. But I think it's an interesting change. But I think this character, again, still really good. Weak to sidestep. Kind of awkward to play in terms of poking and stuff like that. But, you know, I think this is one of the characters who, you know, again, another difference between top tiers and lower tiers is like matchups, right? Leroy is a character who, you know, can be a little bit inconsistent. Has a good matchup here, really bad matchup here. Decent matchup here, a good matchup there, and then a really bad matchup. So that's another thing. But Leroy, like, yeah, he's definitely good. Lili. Oh, she's going up there, baby. I think right here, is she... Lili's a character I'm surprised we don't see more of in tournament play. There's a lot of characters. I think a lot of it is down to just some of the characters are just so broken that it's like why not play them, right? I think if it wasn't for that, you'd see a lot more variety naturally. I mean, it's kind of always the way it goes, right? Pro players gravitate to the easiest, most broken characters, right? But Lili, anyway, I think Lili is really, really, really good. Again, what doesn't she do? What doesn't she have? Wall carry, good combos, good launchers, good counter hit launchers, good pokes, good lows, really good lows, good mids, good tracking options, really good punishment, really good evasion, really good heat with the feisty rabbit mix and all of that stuff. This character really, really does it all at a really good level. She's got, again, I was talking about like best stances. I think her back turn stance is one of the best stances in the game. I think her back turn stance, especially in Heat, when she's got that back turn Heat smash, it's like, I think it's -12 in terms of like actually getting a true punish. I think after -12, she can like power crush and do stuff crazy. Low back turn Heat smash into -12. Bro, this game's nuts, bro. Yeah, Lili, crazy good. Let's just keep rolling on this road now. Hwaorang. Hwaorang is probably right around this. I think Lili's better for sure. I think Jin is better as well. Hwaorang is not the guy you lot think he is. Listen, Hwaorang is definitely top tier. He's definitely top tier, and he's definitely a ridiculous character. But the thing is, especially the things you lot complain about, like, sure, Hwaorang is broken. Why are we still in 2025 complaining about Backlash? That just doesn't make any sense. Backlash. We're talking about what's it, like 27 frames? A 27 frame high, bro. Just duck it and move on, bro. Talking about Backlash, man. But yeah, Hwaorang is silly. Down back 4 is way too good. There's no reason that move should be counter hit launching in the Heat. Same as standing 2 jab into Flamingo counter hit launching. People talk about scaling the damage. It just shouldn't launch at all, right? Stuff like that is really, really, really silly. Down by 4 is just such a good low. Like Hwaorang, the difference with Hwaorang, right? and this is why I say he's not the guy you lot think he is. Because, like, yeah, he's really oppressive. Yeah, he's got really good mix. He's got really good pressure. Yeah, he does a lot of damage like a lot of characters do. Where you lot are wrong is this whole idea of, like, no counterplay. Like, a lot of the characters in this game do have... I don't want to say no counterplay if we're trying to be literal, right? Because there's always some sort of counterplay. But the counterplay is not always... viable necessarily. It's not always even safe to do the counterplay. Hwaorang is one of the characters who has genuinely a lot of counterplay. Like, there's plenty of counterplay against Hwaorang. So this no counterplay, infinite offense, perfect defense is just nonsense. And I will tell you, just learn the matchup. But with that being said, Hwaorang is definitely a top tier character. He's crazy character. So again, some of the best lows. Some of the best lows also. Again, like especially just if we're talking about down back 4, definitely one of the best lows in the game. And he's got down 3-4. He's got down 3+4. Even in stance, right from the main go down 3 is really good. Left from the main go down 4 is really good. He's just a mixed machine and a pressure monster. Like, he's really hard to deal with and really good. All right, who should we move on to next? Let's deal with Eddy. Eddy's looking at me interesting. Eddy, honestly, I don't really think Eddy's that good because Eddy's probably one of the characters I know to match up least in this game. And yet I still don't really have any problems dealing with them. Also, obviously, part of that is just because Eddy players are not good, right? Goes for a lot of characters, right? Eddy players are not very good. They just get on the game and they try and knowledge check you and they try and 50-50, risk their life, this and that. Panic move. But the fact that he is such a mix-heavy character and I don't really know the matchup and I still don't really have major problems outside of just being knowledge checked. And I just don't, again, one of them characters, like, I don't really see what he has that's supposed to be, like, super scary, super threatening, right? I'm not seeing it. So, I definitely think all these characters, like, I don't know if I could put Eddy in the same tier as, like, Paul and, right? Why have I got Leroy above Paul? Nah. Why have I got Leroy above Shaheen? I think Shaheen is pretty good also. All right. Leroy also, speaking of really good lows, Leroy, I would say, also has some of the best lows in the game. So Leroy is doing pretty well. Let's go Feng. Because we're talking about Hwaorang and complaining about the wrong things. 2025. In 2025, we shouldn't be still calling Feng top tier, bro. We shouldn't. He's still very good. Don't get me wrong. I'd put him right about here. Yeah. I think he's better than all these characters. Yeah. Feng, listen, he's still really good, but, like, he just has to win it's the same old story with Feng. He has to win so many encounters, right? For a game where you are literally getting 2-touched by half the roster, right? You get hit twice and you could be dead. Feng has to win so many engagements, man. He's poking you here, he's poking you there, he's making a read, gets a counter hit. His counter hit doesn't do anything but knock you down, and then he gets a follow-up, and then he's poking you again, and then you block his down back 3 and he dies, right? He's not like, he's a really good character. Down back 3, don't get me wrong, down back 3 is insane. So good. Down back 3 is so good. And then, again, down to, again, another character, some of the best lows in the game, if you're asking me. Even just between down back 3 and down 2, right? Those 2 lows are amazing, right? And then you got Snake Stance. Snake 1, bro. Ugh, Snake Stance is so silly in general, right? Unparryable. I think it's like -13. It's not a counter hit launcher anymore, so that's something. But Feng, we know what Feng does. Really good poking. Decent punishment, not the best. But, you know, he's got the wall. He's got damage on his side now. He's not very versatile of a character, though. But definitely still very good, especially if you got them fundamentals. Heihachi. I think Heihachi's really good. Immediately, I want to put him like around here because he is better than Reina. He's very similar to Reina, I think, but better. He's probably better than King as well. To put it simply with Heihachi, right? Again, he has clear weakness, right? Like with his tracking ability, his tracking's not great, and the lows aren't great also. But ultimate Heihachi is just nuts. And then punishment, like I think it's undisputed. Heihachi, best punishment in the game. Best punishment in the game for me. Heihachi. His punishment is insane. I don't think I think if everybody actually boiled it down and looked through the punishment characters have, I think it's undebatable. Heihachi has the best punishment in the game. He can launch you at 12 frames, bro. He's launching you at 12 frames in certain circumstances, right? So yeah, ultimate Heihachi, all of this stuff. I think Heihachi is really, really strong. Good poking, good punishment, good damage. All of that, all the 9 yards. Really good defense. Probably the best defensive character in this game. At least one of them. We're on Bryan. Bryan is going right up there. I don't need to say anything about this character. I don't need to say anything about Bryan. We already know what Bryan does. Bryan, I mean, the head of the high damage society, right? Like, he's mashing you. You're getting thumped up facing this character. Really good lows. I don't know if I want to say good poking. It can be good, but it can also struggle with poking. Really good tracking, really good heat, incinerator, all of this stuff, like yada yada yada. Some of the best heat engages in the game. If he got you against the wall, forget about standing back up because you're in trouble. Yeah, and every time you get hit, you're gonna take 125,000 damage. So Bryan, definitely top tier. I think this is perfect. Like, yeah, I think that's perfect right there. Devil Jin just jumped out to me. A lot of people think Devil Jin is the worst character in the game, and I just don't really see it. I'm not gonna hold you. I think Devil Jin, I mean, he's definitely in and around there, right? Not the worst character in the game for me, right? I mean, just off all the damage that you get off of Hell Sweep alone now is really good. And he's got some down back, I think it's down back 2. Down back 2 is a good low. Up forward 4 is still a pretty good mid now. Nothing crazy, obviously, but he's got laser scraper, which is good. He's got a lot of good tools, right? Fly, all his fly stuff is pretty good. He's got good heat. But again, just not able to compete with the characters that are on this tier right here. Like, but still, again, I think he's better than all of these characters here, really. Especially if you're good and you've got good defense, good punishment while standing 14 launcher. Yeah, and again, just some nasty mix, bro. Off of a heat engager, you're getting hell swept or you're getting while standing 2, bro. You're going up in the air. And then obviously electrics, even having electrics, like, what a move. You're not going to be the worst character in the game with an electric. All right, we're on Lidia. We might as well do Lidia. My main. I know a lot of people want to see me throw her up here. I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something about Lidia, right? I'll drop her right here. Let me tell you something about Lidia. You could say a lot of things about Lidia. You could say she's brain dead. You could say Lidia players suck. You could say she's a 50-50 machine. You could say she's dumb and she's overpowered. You cannot tell me Lidia is top tier, bro. You can't tell me Lidia is top tier. There's no way. Again, all the things that I've mentioned, right, that makes a top tier character, they don't apply to Lidia, bro. She's not strong out of heat, right? She's not safe. She takes risk in pretty much anything she does, right? Here's the thing, right? Like I mentioned before, a lot of people we know, right? There's one thing we know about competitive Tekken and the best players, right? They are going to pick the most brain dead top tier character available. Hence why we see so many Annas and Askas and etc, right? They are tier whores. The best players, the best competitive Tekken players are tier whores. So tell me why, right? I could go through this roster and for every character in this game, I could give you one name, one person who mains one of these characters. I could give you Victor mains. I could give you Azucena mains, Jack mains. I can give you bare mains. You can't give me a single competitive pro player who mains Lidia, but she's brain dead and top tier. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Brain dead. So she's easy to play. She's a 50-50 machine and she's top tier. But nobody mains her. I'm not talking about Farzine pulling her out in a tournament where he's already qualified for Tekken World Tour and none of it matters. And even then, as soon as someone beats his Lidia, he switches off and goes to goes to Victor. Nobody mains Lidia, bro. So that alone tells me she's not top tier. Because I can almost agree that she's brain dead, bro. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say she's brain dead. But she's certainly not the hardest character in the game to play. She's fairly easy, right? I mean, the game plan in itself, again, if you're playing against people who know the matchup, she becomes a lot harder because if you don't want to take risk and you're playing against people who know the matchup, it becomes pretty hard, right? But for a character who everyone claims is brain dead and top tier, you can't tell me anyone who mains this character. Sure, like I said, there's some people who pick her up. Like Tetsu has a secondary Lidia, but even then, I can't remember the last time I saw Tetsu play Lidia, right? You'll see somebody play a Lidia in a random match where they're up against somebody who doesn't know the matchup. There's nobody out here maining this character, bro. Obviously, we got like streamers and stuff. We got like semi-pro players like Mr. XO, and that's the only one who mains Lidia. Every other character in this game, even the characters who are unanimous, there's even Devil Jin mains, bro. There's Raven mains. I just saw Pina get to top 8 in the Tiger Uppercut, one of the most stacked tournaments I've seen in ages, bro. There's not a single Lidia main. Lydia's good, bro. She's got a lot of really good stuff. She also has a lot of glaring weaknesses. She's just not top tier. But anyway, as for where, I had to rant a little bit. I had to defend the Prime Minister. But anyway, to be honest, where I dropped her right there actually seems quite perfect. That actually seems quite perfect. I genuinely think all of these characters are better than Lidia. Again, a lot of people talk about heat, right? When she's in heat, sure, she becomes quite ridiculous, right? But especially if we're talking about heaven and earth, she's in heaven and earth, like, I'll be even generous. She's in heaven and earth 10 seconds per round, bro. And that's me being generous. More like 5 seconds. She's in heaven and earth 5 seconds around, bro. And even, like, she's just so linear. I mean, listen, QCF4, her homing moves are really good. So it can be kind of weird saying she struggles with tracking because she's got really good homing moves. But again, risk. All of her homing moves can be launched, right? You die for using her homing moves. That's not a top tier character. All of these characters here are not taking the risk Lidia taking. That's what makes them top tier. These characters are not taking risks like that, right? So anyway, again, I'm not gonna, that's it. This is a tier list. It's not all about Lidia. From here, I guess we can just go in order. Dragunov. Where do we place Dragunov? Dragunov is still really good. I kind of want to put Dragunov... He's not as good as Feng, but he's kind of in that same ballpark. I think around here makes sense. Really good for Dragunov. We already know what makes Dragunov so good. Good poking, good fundamentals generally. Like, again, he just does everything really well. Good lows, good mids, good plus frames, good defensively, good punishment. I'm going to put him above Jun. Yeah, that seems about right. I do think Jun is really good. I'm gonna leave her right there. I don't know. I'm thinking Lee is really good. Hey, I think he's better. Is he better than Reina? I think he's better than Reina, and I think he's better than King. Nah, I don't think he's better than King. I don't think he's better than King. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, let's wrap this up. Leo, fucking brain dead, stupid ass character. Jesus Christ. This is another character. I guess stance characters, like you're much less likely to see people pick up stance characters and play them. I was gonna say I don't really understand why we don't see more Leo, but as brain dead as this character seems to me, it's still a stance character. You still have to learn stances. There's still a lot of moves you have to learn. So people want to generally, again, pay easier characters who are kind of just straightforward and more fundamental. But Leo to me is nuts. Leo, again, great lows, great mids, great range, pressure, 50-50s, insane wall combos, insane combos in general, good punishment. Not the best punishment, nothing crazy, but good punishment. Definitely not on the lower side of punishment. And really good heat. So, you know what? I don't want to say really good heat, because there are characters with really good heat, and he's not on that level, but good heat. Good heat. Definitely better than these. See, this is a little bit sticky, because I think Leo's better than Jin. Do I? They kind of do. They're very similar in the sense of both of them have no real holes. Like, they both just do everything really well. But I think Jin is a little bit better. And then I was going to say, I think Steve is better than Leo. But I don't necessarily think Steve is better than Hwaorang. But I do think Leo's better than Hwaorang. So it's a little bit weird. A little bit weird. You know what? I think Hwaorang, just because Hwaorang has that potential to be played safe. He's not as strong. Like, he can be played pretty safe, and he's still pretty good. So safety is kind of why I'm like the risk reward and the risk taking for Hwaorang, and the counterplay is why I'm kind of thinking about dropping. But he can be played pretty safe. So like that, we're gonna leave that for now. Yoshimitsu, I don't even know where Yoshimitsu will go. But that flash immediately puts him in S+ at least. He's been nerfed so much, but between flash and spin, there's no way you can not be an S+ character, bro. Like, between those two moves alone, especially in Tekken 8 where it's so aggressive, you have the tools to shut down 90% of your opponent's pressure and mix. Like, yeah. Yoshimitsu is for sure at least here. I think Reina might be better. Do I think Lidia's better than that? The defensive side, like, Lidia has no real defensive options, right? Poking's not great, and the defensive options are not great. Yoshimitsu has decent poking and very good defensive options. It's interesting. All right, yeah. All right, we'll leave him right there. I think that's cool. Alisa's an interesting one. First of all, I know Alisa's good. Like, I'm not even going to say too much. But Alisa players are so garbage that I never really get an understanding of how good this character actually is. Because we kind of, like, on paper, we know how ridiculous this character is. But, like, I don't think in my entire life I've ever played a good Alisa. Or even a decent Alisa. I don't think I've ever played a half-decent Alisa. They're all knowledge-checking mashers, bro. And I still beat them. You still whoop their ass. So, it's a weird... But at the same time, we all know how good this character is. Also, again, some of the best movement in the game. Top 3 movement in the game. Her, Zafina, and Lili. I didn't even mention Lili, like, best sidestep in the game. So Lili could even be higher, right? But is Alisa better than these characters? I actually don't think so. No, I don't. But yeah, so yeah, we know Alisa, chainsaw stance and all of this stuff. Really good poking, really good punishment, and she's got good lows. She's got good mids. She's a top tier character. Really good heat because she just goes crazy. But yeah, like I said, most Alisa players are just crap, so you never really get to see it. But then obviously when you watch pro players, you watch Cuddlecore, you watch Chanel and these guys play Alisa. Yeah, this character is really really good. Really damn good. And then we're down to our final two. We got one top tier character here. I'm gonna put Clive even better than Alisa, if I'm being honest with you. This character's just silly. I ain't even gonna say nothing about Clive because I actually wish he didn't exist. So I'm not, if you don't pay him any attention, maybe he disappears, right? But this character, I mean, do I need to even say anything? This character's crazy. I might be a little too high with him, but no, this character's nuts. Yeah, and then Fahkumram, very similar to Armour King. I might just put him right there. I think Armour King's a little bit better. But both of them very well designed, right? They're both strong characters, but they both have very clear weaknesses and counterplay, right? Fahkumram is S+ tier for his damage alone. I would love to see like an actual list of a damage tier list, right? Like an actual factual. Not like, because I don't know for a fact. I don't know every value of everyone's combos on average, right? But I know Fahkumram is hitting hard, but I know he might have the biggest damage in the game, right? So, yeah, on average, just an average launcher from Fahkumram, you're taking at least 90 damage. You're probably going into the hundreds. You're getting hurt, bro. So that, as well as his ability to just put pressure and mix you, even though, again, there's a lot of counterplay, but there's just a lot of options, right? He's got so many options that essentially you are guessing, right? And then the range, yeah, he's pretty good. Garuda Force and his heat in general is, again, really good. But I'm looking at this tier list, and I actually think this is solid. I'm not going to hold you. I think this is really solid. I know a lot of people, if I had to point out what I think people are really going to disagree with, I think people probably, on average, I probably got lore a lot higher than most people. Most people probably have lore somewhere around here. For me, lore is just so ridiculous. And most people, I know nowadays, people think Lidia is like... Honestly, I said it for Hwaorang. I'm going to say it for Lidia as well. Go and learn the matchup. Like, genuinely, go and lab Lidia. And look at how linear she is. I haven't called her Linear Sobieska in a while. We've got to bring that back. How linear she is in 95% of her interactions. And also just how much risk she takes. Like, if I want to stop someone stepping... I gotta risk my life. Like, all of my homing options are launch punishable. All of my lows, if I want to throw out a low, I'm damn near gonna die for it. God forbid I'm facing Jin or Kazuya. I'm getting launched for every low I do, bro. Literally every low I do, I'm dying for it, bro. Yeah. Honestly, if I had to give one piece of advice generally against Lidia, and this is general because obviously, like, player to player changes, just stand block. Like, y'all talking about this mix. The mix is really not that scary. She hits you with a low, whoop-de-doo. Her lows are not scary, bro. If she hits you with horse 1+2, ooh, ah, like, just even in heaven and earth, bro, just block. If you have to take the unblockable, just take the unblockable, bro. It's not that deep, It's not that deep, bro. Just block, fam. As soon as you block heaven and earth 2, sidewalk left or sidestep right, and you will beat the majority of her scary options, bro, unless she goes for the home in low, which is launch punishable. But anyway, again, this isn't a Lidia video. I'm gonna wrap this up because this is already like an hour long, bro. Oh damn, it's all over. It's an hour 10 minutes. I struggle with tier list videos. I can't make quick tier list videos. But anyway, this is my tier list. So our top 10, right? Oh, that top 10. Hwaorang missed out on the top 10. I don't know. It's hard. Like, a lot of this, I've tried to make this, I've tried to put this in order, but genuinely, like, some of it is it's really close. I'm not sure if I think Jin is better than Hwaorang. It's just really hard for me with Jin because, again, I always just think, like, he literally does everything and does it so well. He's got some of the best punishment in the game. He's got literally some of the best lows. I'd say he definitely has top 10 punishment. I'd say maybe even top 5 punishment, right? He's got top 5 lows in the game, for sure. He's got top 5 mids in the game, for sure, right? He's got maybe top 5 defense in the game when it comes to like his parries and his evasive moves and all of that. Like Jin is just crazy, bro. But anyway, yeah. So top 10: Anna, Asuka, Law, Bryan, Nina, Claudio, Lili, Clive, Alisa, and Jin. And I think for me, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. And then the low tiers, I also think is about right. I mean, obviously, you do a tier list, you're gonna look at it at the end and think it looks great, right? There's a reason why I put these characters where I put them. But I want to know your thoughts and I want to know your feelings. Let me know where you think a lot of these characters go. Let me know what your biggest gripes are with this tier list. What do you look at and you think this is just insane? There's no way this character belongs there. This character's way stronger, or this character's way weaker than that. There's no way this character's better than this character. Let me know what it is that's grinding your gears when it comes to this tier list. And then, like I said, when it comes to the next one, once I've done the matchup knowledge arc and I kind of learn a lot of these characters more deeply, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to keep this one and we're going to see what's changed between the last tier list. Well, between this tier list, sorry, and when we make that one. I'll catch you in the next. Peace.